The last final thing that was in my mind was the final round table of Charlotte's defense and Charlotte saying, you can't trust this woman, don't take her to endgame.
How does it feel now you've watched everything back and experienced it as a viewer, you winning the Traitors?
Absolutely bizarre. It's so different watching it as a viewer than it was playing the game. I enjoy playing the game more than I did viewing it. It's weird watching yourself on TV. But as a whole, I've really enjoyed it. I've met some incredible people.
How tense were you in that final moment standing there at the fire pit with Jake to find out if he was faithful?
It was just horrific because Claudia just told us that Alexander and Frankie were both faithfuls. And that was a horrible sinking feeling, thinking we've just banished them and we could have ended the game, the four of us. But we just had no idea. We were faithfuls, so we didn't know their true identities at the end of the day. But it was really difficult. It was hard to take. And then, Jake was taking his time purposely, playing that horrible trick on me. So I thought he was about to turn around and say he was a traitor. So yeah, it wasn't nice in those last moments at all.
I've served as a soldier in the British Army.
Are you joking?
No. She's hung out of a million helicopters.
You talk about true identity. Looking back, do you think if you were open and honest about being an army veteran, the game would have been different, do you think?
Do you know what? I kind of wish I would know how it would have played out, and how long I would have lasted. But, look at the likes of Kaz, we were all, it wasn't just like a few of them. We were all thinking, oh, how funny would it be if the doctor was the murderer, So, and that just goes to show people do take people's jobs into consideration. That's why I just wanted to tone mine back a little bit.
Yeah, people do definitely take jobs into consideration. But also, I think we saw a start this year. Someone took the whole accent into consideration with Charlotte being Welsh. That was one of the best endings in Claudia. He was like, you never guess where Charlotte's actually from.
I can't wait for you to find out where Charlotte is from. Oh my God.
How did you react to actually finding out that Charlotte was actually not Welsh all along?
You know what? I actually didn't find out until I got home because we created a group chat and then we were all just chatting, like all excited to speak to each other again. And I was just scrolling through trying to catch up and I seen Charlotte's fake accent. I was like, what do you mean Charlotte's fake accent? Anyway, I messaged Charlotte. I was like, I'm begging you, please send me a voice note. She sent me a voice note and I was like, Charlotte, you just sound like you. Are you putting on the accent still? I just couldn't tell the difference. I just think she sounded like Charlotte.
It's amazing to see you take friendships out of it, but you also won just under 50k as well. That's just a little bonus to add to your experience. Can you talk to us a bit about what you want to spend your winnings on?
I spoke on the show about me and my partner wanting to go through IVF again and try for another baby, have a bit of a nicer experience.
I'd love to give my twins a little brother or sister and have that experience I didn't quite get to have. As a family, we've been through a lot. I was only 26 weeks when I went into labour. We spent the first 3 months when they were born in intensive care.
It's been a rough couple of years, so it would be nice to just enjoy some time. And since then, we've got engaged, so there's a wedding on the cards and just treat my family. It's been sitting heavy on us for a long time because we didn't know what news we were going to get. We'd just had 3 months of chemotherapy, but it was just horrific. But to get the news that it had worked and it was all worth it, seeing her so poorly, it was just the best way to start the year, no matter what was to come. She's still got radiotherapy to go through before she can ring the bell, but yeah, it's great to go out and represent and bring awareness to same-sex couples who want to start a family and the troubles that we have to go through to get that far. So yeah, no, I'm really proud of it.
And of course we'll have to talk about Queen Mother Frankie. What made you decide to banish her instead of Jake in the end?
I was in such a horrible position. We all decided to banish again because we had the seer and the twist, which made things really difficult. So the fact that Charlotte didn't reveal if she actually was a traitor or a faithful made it really hard. So we just never knew when to end the game. So we all decided to banish again. And I was in such an awful position to choose between both of them.
It all comes down to you. Who would you like to banish?
I'm so sorry, Frankie.
The last final thing that was in my mind was the final round table of Charlotte's defense and Charlotte saying, you can't trust this woman, don't take her to endgame. That was all that was going round and round my head.
Yeah, it seemed like the seer really didn't benefit either of them. Are you kind of glad now looking back that you didn't get given the seer role? And who would you have chosen if you did get it?
So when we was in the mission and I was really trying my hardest to win the seer, I wanted to pick Freddie because we were so close. He's just my best friend there. But obviously he got banished. So I think if I did win it and then Freddie got banished, I think I probably would have picked Alexander Alexander just to stop this, put it to bed and then just finally trust him.
You and Alexander was a perfect bouncing off of each other the whole season. We absolutely loved it. But one of my most famous moments when you're playing is it badminton and he hit and he fell into
Yeah.
the, and he fell into the bush. That is one of my Traitors moments. That's one
That
of
was one of my favorites as well.
it was just cinema. What was probably the most shocking moment for you then? Let's twist it a bit.
Maybe Freddie, maybe Freddie revealing that he was a traitor, because I could just see the sadness in his eyes. Like I could really feel it with like the whole room. And it was hard to celebrate that we found a traitor with Freddie because, we all just adored him so much, and his whole like demeanor had just changed. You could tell he didn't want it.
Would you have taken it, the ultimatum?
Yeah, probably. I probably would have, to be honest. Towards the end of the game, I didn't want to be a traitor because, it was like sitting heavy on my heart being a faithful as it was. I don't like quitting, so I wouldn't have allowed myself to be murdered. So I would have just, carried on with the game. But I don't know, seeing how, like, what it did to Freddie, it's a lot. It's a really hard game to play.
It really is. But we know that you never back down. That's one thing us viewers learn. You're going to get in a definite heated debate and you are going to come out on top. That's one thing that's for sure.
There can't have been a recruitment. They tried to murder me.
Right, so you say?
So it happened.
I'm
telling you
okay,
now,
okay.
there's not been a recruitment. They tried to murder me.
Who do you think personally then was the best traitor who did the most impact?
Mina, absolutely Mina. Oh my gosh, that girl can lie. She needs to go and she needs to join the West End. She's incredible. She can look you in the eye without a twitch. In my eyes, she is the best traitor there's been.
Just looking back then, how was the overall Traitors experience for you then, Leanne?
Incredible. I mean, it's a life-changing experience, and the people you meet are not necessarily the people that you're going to come across in life. So you make friendships you never expect to meet, and yeah, I'll be forever grateful for that.